Limpopo is a South African province bordering Zimbabwe, Botswana and Mozambique. It's known for wildlife assets, including part of Kruger National Park. The province is also one of the poorest regions of South Africa, with a big gap between poor and rich residents, especially in rural areas. Donald Silamulela is a young person who resides in this province. He's been an activist for the better part of his life. He says young people face an insurmountable amount of challenges here.
One of the most disturbing challenges that young people face in our province is the whole question of youth unemployment. And it leads to abuse of substances, it leads to abuse of drugs and so forth. But in the main, the critical cause is youth unemployment. As a rural province, you may be aware that as a country we are faced with the challenge of unemployment. Now, as a rural province, it becomes even more worse. Our young people, even those who graduate maybe from further education and training institutions and so forth, are still without opportunities, and I think that's something that is heartbreaking.
Silamulela says young people are hungry for opportunities and radical economic transformation. Silamulela says gatherings such as the BRICS Youth Summit are not just mere talk shops, but are likely to come up with practical solutions, especially for young people in local communities.
We are optimistic about BRICS itself because we see here nations that are really interested in changing the lives of the people of the member countries, but also spreading their wings in terms of intervention to the multitudes of the destitute people, especially across the African continent. So we are very optimistic about this summit.
South Africa's National Youth Development Agency wants the BRICS bloc leaders to commit to invest in young people.
We need investment in capital, and that can be raised through funding, both local and foreign funding. And if we can lobby through these platforms to get that investment in capital, but also get the skills development that young people need, we can then start to get these projects up and running.
The outcomes of this summit will be presented to the leaders of the BRICS bloc when they gather for the 10th BRICS Summit next week in Johannesburg. Yolisa, Njamela, CGTN, Bela, Limpopo Province, South Africa.